Hey, this is Master Brown. Built in the mind, living the math, speaking the real. Let's build the
Peace, peace, peace to all human families of the planet Earth. Peace to the 5% nation. We are now entering Build the Cipher with your host, Master Brown Sheet, right? We're on episode 30, right? Title, The Clear Picture. The theme, success, peace, and elevation comes when you can see with understanding. Knowledge and wisdom are steps. Understanding is the vision that puts everything in its proper perspective, right? See that? When you can see clearly, then you can put everything in its proper perspective. See, we are understanding, we are on episode 30 in Supreme Mathematics, that's understanding cipher. Understanding is to see clearly the people and the places and the things within your cipher. It's the best part that you choose for yourself within the cipher. That's today's Supreme Mathematics, right? As I continue on, seeing the picture within, right? Understanding starts inside the mind when you can draw things up and see things clearly with a clear vision, right? Which is your self-awareness. When you're self-aware of things, you start to see things because you're what? Doing the knowledge, right? If your mind is foggy, your steps will be crooked, right? If your mind is foggy, then your steps are going to be crooked because you're not keeping everything in a straight line. You start moving a certain way that's not going according to the understanding of who you are, my brother. Know what I mean? A man with clear inner vision can't be fooled by outside illusions. Right? When you are strong in your understanding, outside illusions can't confuse you. You don't get caught up in the atmosphere of these illusions. Because illusions are things that are not real. And knowledge shows you that everything is real, right? Reading life's lessons. Life teaches daily, right? It teaches you daily. Are you really seeing the lesson? Are you really seeing the lesson for what it is and not what it appears to be? Because lessons teach you something. In my nation, we say the lessons are your blessings. Because when you go through something to come out right, you know you're not going to go through that again because you what? Learned your lesson, right? That's what that means. Learning your lessons from your past experiences in life. Understanding is when the puzzle pieces of knowledge and wisdom start to line up together, right? When you start putting the puzzle together of the knowledge and wisdom, you start seeing the puzzle real clearly now. You start seeing it because you start putting the pieces together to connect the dots. That's understanding, brother. So instead of asking, why me? Ask, what is this showing me? Because there's people and there's things that always show you something, right? Maya Angelou said in a poem, when a person shows you who they are, believe that. That's the understanding. That's the concrete evidence to something, brother. When you can see clearly the people that you're dealing with. It's like having friends. For many years, you thinking they're your friends, but as these years go on, you realize they are not truly your friends of who they say they are. Because now the wool has been pulled over your eye. You start to see who they are. You start to understand these things, and you put them on the worst part, and you keep the best part preserved for yourself, which is your peace, which is your understanding of who you are, right? Applying understanding, the best part. When you apply the understanding, which is the best part, right? Knowledge without understanding is dangerous. It can be misused. When somebody says they got they got the knowledge and don't understand it, they just talking to be talking. You can tell what a person says when they open their mouth. You can see they have no understanding of what the hell they talking about. They just talking because they got a mouth. Because you got knowledge, and then you have trick knowledge. And knowledge can be born alive or knowledge can be born dead, depending on the person who's talking to you. It might sound like Charlie Brown to you. Womp, 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 womp. So you got to do the knowledge to what people are saying around you and say, that don't make no goddamn sense. You know what I mean? That's the best part of understanding the best part. When you apply something, when you apply your knowledge and wisdom, when you start to know and see, then you start to walk and talk it and live it and say to yourself, that brother just talking, man. He ain't saying nothing but a word, right? Wisdom without understanding is wasted, right? It can be misapplied. Because when you speak it with no understanding, the magnetic force can be a like or it can be attract the other like. You know? So it can be misapplied because their wisdom, what they're saying is jargon. It doesn't apply to the knowledge that's being founded. For the foundation of what they started from, their knowledge, they say they have knowledge of something, but then they start speaking, and the speaking and the understanding don't apply. It has no purpose to it, what they're saying. It's being misused and misapplied to a subject that ain't going accordingly to what they're talking about. You have subjects, you have DCs, people start to speak on things they don't know. That's wisdom, knowledge, bringing forth a misunderstanding in life. You know what I mean? Understanding is the best part because it allows you to move correctly every time, right? When you have the understanding, you move correctly all the time. You know what steps to take. You know how to measure. You know how to knowledge the foundation. Know the ledge before you fall off the edge. That's understanding of the ledge. You know that the ledge is a certain measurement, so you have to know how to walk on it. Right? That's understanding. Applying it to your knowledge and understanding the knowledge, right? See, these are steps, stages, and degrees in life that one must take in order to get from knowledge to wisdom and understanding, right? That's applying the understanding. You apply it. You use the understanding and apply it to the best of your ability, brothers. As I go on, you know what it's time for. It's time for today's affirmations. Like I said, I give affirmations every day as I build the cipher. So today's affirmations, I want you to affirm this. I see myself and my life with clarity and purpose. Right? One more time. I see myself and my life with clarity and purpose. Right? Number 2, every lesson I face adds to my understanding. Number 2, Every lesson I face adds to my understanding. That's 2, right? Number 3, understanding is the best part because it allows you to move correctly every time, right? Number 3, no, number 3 is understanding is my foundation, the best part of my growth. That's number 3. Understanding is my foundation, the best part of my growth. Pardon me mixing up the words and everything. I got a lot of things in my head, got a lot of things going on. But number 3 is understanding is my foundation, the best part of my growth, right? Because understand to see your growth and development from the smallest to the highest form. You know what I'm saying? That's understanding to start to see things, to start to see your growth, start to see things in its clearest perception in life. You know what I mean? The power of perspective, right? 2 people can look at the same thing, but only one with the understanding sees the truth, right? Your success depends on how you perceive challenges. We all go through challenges in life, and your understanding is how you perceive to take on those challenges in life, right? A loss is not a loss if it teaches you the formula to win, right? A loss is not a loss if it teaches you the formula to win. Some people say sometimes you got to go through something to come out right, right? People say to try is to fail, but if you don't try, how are you going to know if you're going to succeed or fail? And if you do fail, you get back up and try again. Do better. When you know better, you do better. When you see that, oh, it was just this little screw loose. Let me tighten this back up and get back on it. That's knowing that it's not just taking a loss, it's what the loss taught you in life. Losing things teach you things. It gives you an understanding of the knowledge to look, listen, observe, and respect what it is in life. Because life got heads, and it like to fight. So you have to learn how to fight back in life. And that's with a clear mind, with a clear perception, and with the knowledge and wisdom of the original man when the planet was first started in your mind. You know what I mean? That's understanding the cipher, right? Well, as we get to closing this build, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say peace. Today, we built on understanding the clear picture. Success isn't about knowing or doing. It's about truly seeing. When you see the lesson, the vision, and the truth, nothing can throw you off of balance, man. When you can see these things, nothing can take you off balance. Because you're erect, you're standing strong on your square, your understanding is strong from the knowledge that you gained, and you standing on that truth. So that's kind of a good mindset, my brothers. You know what I mean? Your best part, because it lets you walk in certainty. Understanding is your best part because it lets you walk in certainty. If you're not certain of something, you're not going to do it because you have no understanding to it. But when you have understanding, then your best part because lets you walk in certainty. Walk is the wisdom. To walk in and talking is certainty, my brothers. With that said, this is Master Brown C, reminding you to keep your mind clear, your vision sharp, and your steps solid, and continue to build the cipher. Peace.